This is Max sitting at the psychiatrist's office while his face is wrapped in bandages. He tells him, "I kill people without intending to." The doctor is surprised because he does not understand. Max explains that when someone sees his face, they die. Even though the doctor is not convinced at all, he asks him, "Why are your father and mother still alive if they have seen you?" We learn that in the past, when Max was born, all the doctors who saw him died immediately. Because of this, his parents moved from the city they were in when he was only 2 years old. They went to another place with fewer people to have a normal beginning, and to protect people from their son, they wrapped his face in bandages. The doctor says, "Okay, but why did you come today?" Max replies, "I want to live a normal life." The doctor responds to him and says, "The bandages on your face only indicate depression." Here, they hear the sound of a fall on the floor. Their son is covering his face again after the doctor saw him and died. Like every time, the police come to see who died, and they find that Max is at the scene. It is clear that Max's life is very difficult, and he is lonely because of this strange condition. However, he sees a rock in front of him and takes it with him in the car while going home. His father, Paul, asks him, "Did the doctor tell you anything?" He replies, "No, he died." The house is very cold because the heater is broken. Dan, Max's friend, is talking to girls on the phone. The mother says to Paul, "Don't you want to say something to your son?" Paul actually speaks and says, "We are very worried about you staying at home like this all the time. This way, you won't meet any girl and marry her." He suggests that he find a girl on the phone like Dan. Max responds to them and says, "No girl will care about someone who looks like me. I look like a serial killer." Dan asks him about the story of the rock. It turns out Max wants Dan to hit him in the face with the rock to disfigure him, but Dan refuses completely and wants him to leave the room he has locked himself in. He tells him that it is Valentine's Day, and this is a chance to find a girl. Dan focuses on his phone again and ignores Max, who keeps pestering him until the phone falls. Immediately, Max hits him in the face. All of this is because he wants to ruin his features. The mother takes him to the hospital and tells him there is a student exchange program. She is thinking about hosting a foreign student. He tells her, "These are people, not animals for you to adopt." Suddenly, she finds the people in front of her staring at her son and wondering about his appearance. She tells him, "Go get a magazine to put in front of your face." When he goes there, he finds the stand empty. A girl sitting next to him says, "The magazine will not solve your problem." He leaves her and returns to his place, but she gives him the magazine she has. It is clear that Max is very focused on this girl. He immediately starts a conversation with her regarding the game she is playing. When she looks at his face with surprise, he says, "I just fell on a rock." It is clear that Alex is also focused on Max. When they return home, the mother cannot bear the cold and calls a maintenance worker. But as soon as he hears that it is Max, he hangs up on her. Afterward, Dan arrives and checks on his broken nose. He tells Max that he must come with him tonight because they are going out. Max gets nervous because he does not want to meet girls and cannot meet anyone so that he doesn't kill them. But what happened. Dan takes him out with a girl from a dating site and says, "I see you are a great match for each other." She is shocked because she didn't know this. Dan leaves them alone. Max tries to start a conversation with this girl, whose name is Erica. He is very shy and gives her a bandage he sewed himself. It is a somewhat strange gift. Suddenly, he gets brave and says, "I know you didn't have to come today, but thank you because this is my first date with a girl." Suddenly, a fight happens behind them between another boy and girl. This bully, named Craig, notices Erica as he passes by. It turns out he knew her before. He sits down as if he doesn't see Max, and he even blows smoke in his face. He says, "Wait, you're the boy who kills people with the beauty of his face." Max says, No, it's not me." But Craig cuts him off. Even when the waiter comes and says, "The manager wants you to leave," Craig says, "Go to hell with her." He actually leaves. Max was so nervous that he spilled the cola. The bully tells him, "Wipe yourself," and throws the gift bandage Max gave the girl so he can wipe with it. Then he grabs Max's face and wipes the cola with it. The restaurant manager comes and kicks him out. Before Erica leaves, Max asks her, "What do you think about going out again?" while he is very embarrassed. She says she is sorry and leaves, leaving him completely destroyed. Afterward, he goes to stand on the bridge over the river because he is tired and wants to end his life. Suddenly, the same girl, Alex, comes and says, "Did I interrupt your important moment?" He tells her, "Disasters happen because of me, and I must die." She doesn't care and offers him some candy he doesn't like, then throws it into the river so that when he jumps into candy-flavored water. She looks down and says, "The distance looks close. If you want to die, find another bridge higher than this one." Max is surprised by her words because she doesn't even tell him he's brave. She leaves because her bus arrived, and she offers for him to walk with her for a bit. We see them later going to a nursing home. We learn that Alex works here. Max cannot speak 2 words to her because he has been locked in the house all his life due to his strange condition and his supposedly extraordinary beauty. She takes him inside to an old woman named Esther, with whom she always spends time. She introduces her to Max and says he is depressed. The woman is shocked and calls her old friend Rosemary, saying, "This boy is depressed." They all sit and talk together. Their conversation is all about old people's things. But the beautiful thing is that they are happy with their simple lives in the nursing home. Afterward, the 2 of them walk, and Alex drops Max off at his door. He hesitantly asks her to go out tomorrow, but she rejects him, saying she wasn't thinking about it that way, and she cannot. She apologizes and leaves. While he is playing with his friend Dan, Dan asks him, "Do you even know her last name to look for her on Instagram or Facebook?" He says, "No, I didn't ask her." Dan suggests he return to the same place they met. Maybe he will meet her. He then practices his favorite hobby, sewing, and makes a piece for the bridge where they met when she said, "If you jump, I will jump." We see him the next day going to the same place she takes the bus. When he arrives, the bus passes and she has not arrived yet. Then she comes behind him. As soon as he turns around, he is surprised by her. He pretends he didn't notice and says, "Wait, your bus just passed." He asks her again, "Are you sure you don't want us to go out together?" She tries to dodge the conversation until he says to her, as she said to him before, "What do you think about walking with me for a bit?" She says, "Okay, but walk fast before I change my mind." They both go to the mall and go to the same candy they don't like. They order a large quantity and literally fill the bathtub and dive into it because they both dreamed of candy water. Max says, "I have to tell you something. I was born with a face so attractive that anyone who sees me dies." It turns out she already knows about the matter and says, "You are actually famous in the hospital." He says, "Wait, why do you go to the hospital?" It turns out Alex also has a rare condition. Her heart enlarges very much when she feels emotions. She also wears a device that shows her heart rate because any severe sadness or happiness could literally make her heart explode. This matter makes her stay away from anything involving emotions. We understand now why she refused to go out with Max when he asked. Here, they decide to go to the cinema, and they fill these water bottles with forbidden drinks, filling them with vinegar to the brim. They sneak past security to break the rules. They keep drinking the vinegar water throughout the movie while playing together and laughing. They return to Max's house, and she says she wants him to make her one of those thread pieces like the ones he makes and hangs on the wall. Suddenly, Max's parents arrive home unexpectedly and find an unexpected guest with him. The father's only concern is that it is a girl, as this was the last thing he expected Max to do. The mother hugs her quickly, and the father thanks her. Afterward, they introduce her to Yu Yan, whom they brought from the student exchange program to live with them. This girl has no upbringing. She slams the door in everyone's face. Afterward, they both go to the nursing home again and celebrate the birthday of Rose, who keeps waiting for her son for a long time. At night at the house, the doorbell rings. Yu Yan gets up from the dinner table with her phone and takes the pizza without paying and leaves. The mother tells Max to take her with him on the outing. He doesn't know how to take this robot Yu Yan with him. The mother just wants him to take her because her parents are rich. We see the father preoccupied with a game he is assembling, having no clear role in any of these family matters. The next day, Yu Yan actually goes out with them and runs in the forest in a strange way. These two are walking together while talking. Alex finds that she hurt her hand. The loving Max immediately cuts a piece from the bandage on his face to tie it for her. The problem now is that Alex is risking her whole life. She even sees the device glowing red, which means she has feelings. And this, of course, exposes her to death. The next day, Dan plays with Yu Yan and is surprised that she is a professional. She tells him that he must be her foreign boyfriend. Alex tells Max that she won't be able to go out today because her mother has her locked in the house and they are cleaning. But we discover later that she is sitting in the hospital. She goes to the doctor and her mother tells him, "I won't let her do anything that makes her heart grow." At the same time, the mother asks Dan to take the tree outside the house. He actually takes it out with Max, and a thorn enters his hand. This strange girl is smoking a cigarette outside and throws it on the tree, and the whole thing catches fire behind her while she doesn't care at all. Dan returns quickly to pull her away from the house, and in the end, his hand is burned and he goes to the hospital. When Max comes out, he is surprised to see Alex in front of him with her mother. When they are surprised, Alex immediately tells her mother that these are just her colleagues from the nursing home. The mother looks afraid and nervous, and they both walk away. Max stands trying to understand why she did that and why she lied to him. He stands in the shop watching a love balloon grow and then pop. He goes to take some advice from his father because he is very fond of Alex. The next day, they go to the same place. He says to her, "Aren't you going to talk to me about what happened yesterday?" We understand then that her mother is very afraid that she is spending time with any friends so that her heart doesn't grow more and her life ends because of emotions. She is the one who also made her work in the nursing home because the place there is very boring. But when they go to the nursing home, they are surprised that Rose is in her final days. Esther goes outside from the intensity of the sadness. Alex's nose bleeds from sadness as well, and she disappears from behind Max and goes outside quickly. Max follows her to check on her and finds she is very sad about Rose's condition. She tells him, "You can help her." The truth is that Alex wants him to reveal his face to Rose so she can see him and die immediately without feeling any pain, because she sees that she is suffering and it is all a matter of time and she will die anyway. Alex sees that what is happening with Max is called mercy killing, not a curse, and that many people need this thing from him. Afterward, she leaves him alone and walks away. He enters to Rose inside and holds her hand so she looks at him. He says, "Rose, do you want to sleep?" She shakes her head. He begins to remove the bandage from his face so Rose can see it, smile, and end her life peacefully. We return to the house and the family problems. No one likes Yuyan, and the mother is bossy and nagging. The father cares for nothing but the game. All of this falls on Max's head, especially since Alex stopped replying to the messages he sends her. Because of the parents' nagging, he confronts them both with the truth and tells them, "You both cannot be like this with each other," and he walks away. At the restaurant, Dan specifically goes because he wants to go out with this girl, and he actually invites her to the student party. He keeps telling Max, "You must come with us, you and Alex." Max says, "She is not replying to me at all." Dan is surprised, takes the phone, sends her a message, and finds she is typing. Max keeps waiting for her to reply, but she changes her mind and doesn't send anything. He doesn't understand anything. He goes to her house and learns everything from her, which is that her condition has become much worse than before. Her heart has enlarged more than before, and they must increase her medication dose. He asks her, "How did you not tell me that your heart actually started enlarging?" She tells him that at the time, he would have stayed away from her and not talked to her. But now Max feels that he is the reason for her deteriorating condition because he made her feel emotions. Here he asks her, "Is there anything I can do for you?" She tells him, "Donate your heart to me or take me to the party." Indeed, he goes to prepare himself at home. He was going down without the bandage and caught himself before Alex died if she saw him. She brought him a dog mask as a gift so they could disguise themselves at the party. He makes sure she brought her medication this time so nothing happens to her. They go to the party, but Max removes the bandage from his face and wears the dog mask. The problem here is that they start dancing together, slow dancing. The terrifying thing about this is that it will increase Alex's emotions more. Indeed, her nose begins to bleed. Quickly, she walks away from Max so he doesn't see her. He remains standing with Dan and Valencia, who is out with him. But here, Craig, her ex, comes behind her. He is also surprised that the same boy he bullied in the restaurant is standing in front of him, Max. He pushes him hard and then grabs him and turns him toward Valencia to test Max's legendary face that he always hears kills people. He removes the mask in front of her. Indeed, Valencia is shocked by his beauty to the point that she dies immediately. The police come to the scene, take the body, and take Max under arrest, putting a sack on his head. But he sees Alex, who has fainted, and the ambulance takes her. He is unable to reach her because of the police. They keep him in prison with the sack until they release him again. He immediately goes to the hospital to check on Alex, who is just waking up. But when he sees the medicine she was supposed to take, he is surprised that she was not taking her medicine and had brought antacid medicine. She starts talking to him and tells him she has known for a long time that she would not live for long, would not enter university, or form any family. She accepted the situation that she would not achieve any accomplishment in her life, but that was until she met Max. And that was the only accomplishment she was able to make in her life, even though it was clear that the consequences would be dire. All she cared about was that she wanted to know the feeling of being important, not a burden on anyone. She shocks Max and asks him to help her die a mercy death with the beauty of his face. But the matter is not like that for Max. He keeps dreaming of the faces of people who die because of him. The matter is truly very difficult. He does not agree to her request and leaves her. Afterward, he returns home without acknowledging his parents. He goes up, grabs the rock, and keeps hitting his face until they come and prevent him from doing that to himself. He begins to collapse in tears until the cat comes and dies after seeing his face as well. Max stays by himself and refuses to acknowledge Alex or reply to her calls. When he goes to Valencia's school for the memorial the students made for her, Dan fights with him because he is not replying to Alex while she is very sick on her deathbed. As for Max, he is sad because finally, after finding the right girl, she is also dying. Dan tells him, "You will lose the last chance to say goodbye to her." He lets him go, and Max actually goes to her. She opens her eyes to him while he is decorating the wall of her room, making some of the things she had asked him for. Her health condition is very deteriorated. He apologizes to her for not coming to visit her before and stays beside her. She asks him to end the matter. He tells her, "Close your eyes," and removes all the bandages from his face. He comes beside her, and she looks at him, but nothing happens. Alex was not affected by the curse on Max's face. They both laugh. Afterward, her condition begins to deteriorate completely, and the doctors come to save her. Max remains sitting with her all night in the same room. Finally, Alex's life ends that night while Max is sleeping beside her. One of the most beautiful ending scenes begins. The scenes convey to you very easily that all the dreams Max was waiting for have fallen and been extinguished. Afterward, he continues walking through his life to the stage of farewell with Alex's body, who was one day a new dream that lit up his dark life, but quickly that dream was extinguished. He was satisfied with a small dose to remember and live with throughout his life. Because of this, we see him beginning to improve psychologically and appreciating himself more. He also lives happily with his family. We learn that his face does not affect people who know him from the inside, not just look at his face and see the curse and die. That is why when Alex saw his face, nothing happened to her, because she knew him from the inside before she knew him from the outside. When the bully, Craig, comes to the house to apologize for what he did, he sees the curse and his life ends. And so, we have reached the end of the movie. We will meet in a new recap. Thank you for watching.